The daughters of the two strongest ninja in the verse are finally cooking, as Sarada and Himawari are far stronger than we ever imagined. Chapter 10 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex has finally dropped, and we have plenty of topics to cover. From the reason why Himawari has Kurama and the awakening of the Nine Tails chakra within her, giving her a badass nostalgic look in the process, to the first confrontation between Sarada and Hidari. Not to mention, we may have just gotten our first major death of the series, adding one more character to the Donut Club. Hey everyone, AJ Anime here, and in today's video, we will be explaining everything you need to know about the latest chapter of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Before I dive into the details, let's look at the official cover page of the chapter. Titled Colonel, the cover page shows Kurama and Himawari seemingly having a conversation with each other. Now, if you don't know what the word Colonel means, it's the central or most important part of something. So in other words, it's the core of something. Make sure to remember this word later in the chapter, as it will help explain Kurama's existence within Himawari. Now, the chapter begins with Jura and Hidari watching Himawari and Team 10 attempting to escape on a bird, while Konohamaru and his team arrive on the battlefield. Shikamaru informs them that Team 10 is heading southwest, trying to lure the Shinju away. Therefore, he instructs Konohamaru and his team to provide backup to Team 10 while the sensory team shares their location. Shikamaru gives Kawaki the same information, letting everyone know that the Shinju's target is Himawari, and we see Kawaki looking puzzled as he questions why they're after Himawari. Shikamaru urges Kawaki to follow after the Shinju instead of tracking down Boruto, saying how they can take advantage of Boruto considering the Shinju as enemies too. With Delta behind him, Kawaki then flies toward the Shinju, telling Shikamaru how he should have started by saying Himawari was in trouble. This is the first time since the start of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex that we see Kawaki showing visible concern for someone else. As we all know from the anime, Kawaki and Himawari developed their own sibling relationship thanks to their time together at the academy. And being the daughter of Naruto, Kawaki seems to still consider her family. We then get a glimpse of Boruto since he flew off after his karma activated, as Shikamaru asks him what happened, to which Boruto responded saying he had a minor issue and just needed a little break while seemingly looking exhausted and upset about his current situation. We then get back to Jura and Hidari, with Hidari getting sassy, wondering why everyone is interfering with them, and Jura telling him to keep that same energy and ask them himself while he flies towards Himawari's location. Konohamaru attempts to follow after Jura, but Hidari blocks them, ignorantly asking what business they have with them. Like, the disrespect here is crazy. Imagine someone invading your house to take away your kid, and they get annoyed with you trying to stop them. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all, but that's the type of timing Hidari and Jura are on. We then see Konohamaru finally using some brain cells, as he recalls that the sensory team told them that one of the intruders was Sasuke, but he doesn't see him. To which it's confirmed by the sensory team that the chakra signature coming from Hidari right in front of him indeed matches that of Sasuke, leaving him confused as to what is going on. While they were talking, Sarada and Sumire suddenly showed up from the dust assessing the situation, prompting Hidari to finally notice Sarada and attempting to attack her. He used his claw marks to teleport behind Sarada and attack her with Chidori, but fortunately, Sarada swiftly activated her Sharingan, dodged Hidari's attack, and attacked him with her own Chidori, knocking down the Shinju. Now I am confused. Why? Because in Chapter 2, when a normal claw grime attacked Sarada, she couldn't dodge that, and now she suddenly dodges a super fast lightning attack from a Shinju possessing the chakra of her father? Weird, isn't it? But either way, this feat proves that Sarada is way stronger than her father was at her current age. She has the speed to effectively dodge and counter against an enemy that's stronger and faster than Code, with his limiters removed, who scales higher in power than Jigen. Not only that, her Chidori was strong enough to damage Hidari, causing him to fall down in pain. Okay, coming back to the chapter. Konohamaru, finally caught up to Sarada and asks if she's okay, while Sarada is confused and has no clue who this man is or why he could use Chidori, an attack only she and her father could use, leaving us with a massive cliffhanger. Next, the chapter brings us to the moment we've all been waiting for. Himawari talking to the mini Kurama. The mini-tailed beast openly states that its name is Kurama or Nine Tails, and that Himawari can call him whatever she wants. Himawari is still shocked by this new revelation, as she asks if this Kurama is the same one that was inside of Naruto and asks where they were currently located. Kurama responds by saying that what she is seeing is her conscious made visible, and that they are exchanging words mind to mind as they are in one body, mind, and soul. Meanwhile, in the real world, we see that Himawari is currently unconscious as Shikadai attempts to wake her while Jura is coming up behind them. We then go back inside Himawari's consciousness where the two continue their conversation as she asks what exactly is happening right now. In a captivating twist of fate, Kurama divulged a fascinating truth. He tells Himawari that his previous self was inside of Naruto but died during their battle with Ishiki. However, as we stated before, the demise of a tailed beast is not the end of its story, which Kurama confirms by saying that despite his mind and body meeting their demise in the past, the essence of a tailed beast has a remarkable ability to resurface, granting it a chance at resurrection with a kernel of them sprouting up somewhere, which in this case was inside of Himawari. And if you want to help us continue to strengthen our kernel, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. But even in the midst of this realization, Kurama was confused, and we got even more interesting details regarding the timing and location of his resurrection, as Kurama states that his resurrection was much sooner than expected, and that it's even crazier for him to have been reborn inside the daughter of his predecessor. He theorizes that Himawari was either born inheriting some of his chakra, or that this was simply her destiny, being that Hyuga and Uzumaki blood flows through her. What do you think happened? Let us know in the comments below. Now, even with this revelation, there was still a lot of uncertainty. But one thing was certain. They had to accept their shared fates and continue to move forward. Himawari and Kurama both accepted their combined existence in a moment of deep acceptance, realizing the mysterious dance of fate that had brought them together. Himawari took this chance to officially introduce herself to Kurama, to which he obliged, thus snapping her out of her slumber and bringing us back to the current situation of Jura chasing them. Now, a few points to note here. Whenever in the past Naruto tried to talk to Kurama, he never lost consciousness or fell asleep in the real world, while Himawari did. Now this could be because it was their first interaction, but I'm honestly not sure yet. Another thing to note is that Kurama was not sealed in anything and was openly talking to Himawari standing right in front of her, meaning that she's not an ordinary Jinchuriki. She actually might be something entirely different, as we've never seen something like this before with a tailed beast being reincarnated within someone rather than sealed. After waking up, Himawari suddenly begins to cry for Kurama's help because she has no idea how to use his powers. Meanwhile, Jura attacked them with another miniature tailed beast bomb, which hits Inojin's bird's wings, forcing the shinobi to dive towards the ground. Fortunately, Chocho's partial expansion jutsu came in handy, as she was able to save everyone from the fall. Right on their tails, Jura admits that Himawari and the others have great teamwork, and it's a shame he has to put them out of their misery. On the other hand, Himawari continues to call out for Kurama, causing his voice to speak out to her, telling her not to be a spoiled brat, and saying that the power is already granted to her and that she's the only one that can do something about the situation they're in. Now, whether she makes good use of the powers or not is all up to her, but Kurama believes in her more than she believes in herself, because Himawari's chakra has a higher affinity with Kurama's, thereby surpassing Naruto in that regard. Now, this is no small compliment, because Kurama was sealed within Naruto since his birth, causing both their chakras to meld to an insane degree over the years. So for her chakra to have a higher affinity than her father is absolutely busted, especially considering Kurama has probably only been revived for about 1 to 2 years at this point. Coming back to the real world, Shikamaru is worried that backup hasn't arrived yet. Then suddenly, Himawari rushes towards Jura with a flying kick, to which Jura easily stopped by catching her leg and then snapping it like a twig, causing her to fall down in excruciating pain. Inojin attempts to save her, but is stopped thanks to Jura's wood-style jutsu, which he also uses to capture Himawari. Inojin gets furious and attacks Jura again, but this time it's head-on with a kunai, but that didn't work one bit. Jura responds by kneeing him in the stomach, causing him to fall to the ground. As Himawari screams out, telling Jura to leave everyone else out of this, Inojin suddenly grabbed his foot, telling Jura to let her go, to which he responds by summoning a wood-style jutsu to impale Inojin right through his chest, to everyone's shock. And with this, another character officially joins the Donut Club. Seeing this, Himawari unleashes her anger, resulting in her breaking out of Jura's wood-style jutsu using Kurama's power. Her hair and face changed similar to Naruto's own Ninetales chakra mode, with having Kurama's eyes, thicker whiskers, fangs, and claws, as she tells Jura again to stop it, with the rest of Team 10 looking on in shock and confusion. Now, one thing to point out here is how Himawari looks just like her grandmother Kushina Uzumaki when she was Kurama's Jinchuriki. The Ninetales being represented by her hair in 9 distinct pieces is a direct representation of Kushina when she was angry. I think it's very dope how Kishimoto connected Boruto and Himawari to their grandparents, with Boruto inheriting Minato's flying Raijin Jutsu and Himawari inheriting the Ninetales with the same menacing look she once had. On the last page of the chapter, Jura notices the sudden shift in Himawari's powers, and Kurama looks menacing as he is looking forward to running wild with Himawari. And that's where the chapter ends. With this, Chapter 10 is finished, and it was an absolute banger of a chapter. It's hard to believe that we got our first major death within the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex series, but if Inojin is truly dead, maybe we will get a chance to see all the other adults from Naruto's generation. It will be interesting to see what happens moving forward. But more than anything, with the return of Kurama, more questions and concerns will arise, and more doubt about Kawaki's actual identity will come to the light. But what do you think will happen moving forward? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, today's video is done. Let me know what you guys think of this chapter, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to never miss future amazing videos. See you in the next one.